Imagine being on a family holiday in Dubai and waking up to the sound of missile alerts on your phone. Smoke rising outside your hotel window. Your flight canceled. The airport closed. And you have no idea how to get home. This is the reality for hundreds of thousands of people across Asia right now. Since the United States and Israel launched surprise airstrikes on Iran on February 28, 2026, the Middle East has become a no-fly zone, and governments across Asia are in a desperate race to bring their citizens back. Today on The Briefly World, we break down exactly what happened, who's stranded, and how each Asian nation is responding. To understand why millions of people are stranded, you need to know what triggered this crisis. On February 28, 2026, the United States and Israel launched surprise airstrikes on multiple sites across Iran, killing Iran's supreme leader and triggering a massive regional counterattack. Major Gulf hubs including Dubai, the world's busiest international airport, were closed or severely restricted, leaving tens of thousands of passengers stranded. According to aviation data, over 2,300 flights were canceled at 7 major airports, including Dubai, Doha, and Abu Dhabi, in the first few days alone. Travel experts describe this as the most chaotic aviation event since 9/11, an aviation quagmire with a geographically widespread impact the world hadn't seen in decades. The people caught in the middle? Millions of Asian workers, tourists, and families, many of whom call the Gulf their second home. Here's the scale of the problem, and why Asian governments are under enormous pressure. Indonesia alone has 519,042 nationals living and working in the Middle East. India has millions more. Thailand has around 61,000. Japan has 11,000 registered in the region. The Philippines, Pakistan, Bangladesh all have massive migrant worker populations across the Gulf. These aren't tourists. These are people who work in construction, healthcare, and hospitality. People who send money home to their families every month. And right now, they're trapped. So how is each country responding? Let's go one by one. Indonesia. Indonesia operated government-chartered flights from Oman and Saudi Arabia on March 8th, covering all costs for its citizens. So far, 32 nationals have been evacuated from Iran, where 297 remain, mostly university students in Qom. The government says no other evacuations beyond Iran are currently planned, despite over 500,000 Indonesians in the region. Japan. Japan also operated chartered flights from Oman and Saudi Arabia on March 8th. 5 Japanese nationals were rescued via land travel from Israel to Jordan, and 2 from Iran to Azerbaijan. Around 11,000 Japanese in the Middle East have registered for emergency information. Thailand. Thailand is arranging evacuation flights from Muscat, Oman on March 11th and 12th. That's today and tomorrow. Around 125. Thais have registered for evacuation from Iran, while approximately 61,000 Thais are living and working across the broader Middle East. Australia. Australia's foreign minister confirmed that 4 charter flights had already departed the region, with 4 more planned within 24 hours. The Australian government opened an emergency portal for citizens in Israel, Iran, Qatar, and the UAE. France, which estimates around 400,000 citizens in affected areas, ran military aircraft carrying 180 French citizens from Abu Dhabi and a charter bringing 205 people from Israel. Britain organized 3 chartered flights, the first landing in London on Friday after departing Muscat nearly 24 hours behind schedule. Behind the numbers are real stories of fear and desperation. Wealthy travelers were paying between $120,000 and $200,000 to charter private jets out of the Gulf. Prices that are simply unthinkable for the millions of migrant workers who make up the majority of Asians stranded in the region. As of today, March 11, 2026, the situation is slowly improving but still deeply uncertain. Iran's Joint Military Command has now announced that banks and financial institutions are their next target, meaning the crisis is far from over. The U.S. State Department has authorized up to $40 million in emergency funds for charter evacuation flights, though most of the 40,000 Americans who've returned did so commercially without government help. For millions of Asian workers and families still in the region, the wait continues. Governments are doing their best. But the scale of this crisis has exposed just how vulnerable migrant communities are when geopolitics turns violent overnight. If you have family or friends in the Middle East right now, share this video and follow the Briefly World for daily updates as this story develops. Big world, short videos. I'm the Briefly World. Subscribe so you never miss what matters.